Hi, Yarelit. Thank you so much for booking another reading with me. I hope you've been doing good. I hope you've been enjoying your summer. And I see you want a career reading today, and you are thinking of a change of direction. All right. So I can't remember what kind of readings you've gotten in the past, but I am going to walk you through how we're going to go through this one. We are going to be opening up the session by checking into the current energy when it comes to your career and what's currently going on and what your guides want you to know. And then we're going to be looking into this change of direction you're thinking of. Now, maybe you're not even sure what that would be and you're looking for guidance, or maybe there's already an idea in your mind of something that you want to go for. So we're going to see what comes through. And again, what is it you need to know about the situation? We'll be looking into steps that you can take in order to best align to make this change or to kind of clear things up for you, so you start to kind of get a better idea as to what it is that you could see yourself doing and that you want to do in the future. We'll be getting some advice and guidance for you. So with all that being said, let's begin our let's state our intention, and and then we'll begin. All right, let's take a deep breath together and get comfortable, and let's ground into your reading. So the intention for today's reading is to bring you, Yarelit, messages about your career and your finances. We want to get you messages that help give you clarity, advice, guidance, perspective, to help you best align with what is for you. We want you to work towards your goals, and we want you to feel more empowered after listening to this reading than you did stepping into it. So however we can get you there, messages relating to that and anything else that's on your mind regarding this change of direction that you're thinking of. All right, let's tap in. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to channel these messages today for Yarelit. Messages for Yarelit, please. Messages for Yarelit. Messages from her angels and guides. Career messages for Yarelit. What's currently going on, Spirit? What does Yarelit need to know? What's currently going on when it comes to her career and the things that have been on her mind, Spirit? What do we need to talk about today? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit. Messages for Yarelit, please. What do we need to talk about today? Thank you, Spirit. What's going on in her career? What do we need to talk about today? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. What's going on in her career and the things that have been on her mind, Spirit? Messages for Yarelit regarding her career. All right, we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. All right, so maybe you just recently got an offer, or maybe the Page of Cups always reminds me of kids. So maybe you're even thinking of working with kids, or there's something here that you feel it's like, oh, I could maybe see myself doing that. And then you're like, I'm not so sure. We're going to see why. Messages for Yarelit. What's currently going on in Yarelit's career? What do we need to talk about today? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit. Why the Three of Pentacles? What's currently going on in her career? So where you're currently at, it's not for you. You like it, but maybe there's a lot about it that you're kind of like, there's too much going on, or maybe it's a little confusing because you enjoy parts of it enough, and maybe you even enjoy the people that you work with, but it's not for you. Or you feel like your heart should be in it if this is what you're doing. And you're not planning on leveling up. You think of what's next. Well, I don't want to be the boss. I don't want to be higher up. I'm actually thinking of an exit strategy. Now, if it's not that, this shows that because you don't really know what you want yet, you haven't stepped up and taken charge of the situation. So you're trying to sort through it. You're back and forth because of the money. The money's okay. The money's good. Or the stability. Tell me about the Six of Wands. Yeah, so I do feel you speaking, or I don't know if I do want to tell you, side note, be careful what you say out loud because you're in the manifesting energy and you're going to be making things happen. So make sure that whatever you say out loud, it's fueled with positivity towards your situation, because you never know what's going to be the thing that ends up manifesting. Because I see you speaking out loud, or you're saying something about a new beginning, or maybe you're wondering. But this is coming off as being, you're an air sign. That's why. Okay. Now I get it. Oh, okay. Now I get it. The air sign trying to figure out how they feel. Okay. I can relate. Okay, so maybe you feel like what you're currently doing, you're successful enough, or you've gone as far as you can go. I do want to tell you that I do think that you've maxed out here, or you're kind of have hit the point of, okay, well, where to from here? Now, if this is a place you're currently at, I think you already know that this isn't for you, or this isn't the place that you can imagine yourself out forever doing whatever it is, because it feels like that part's not going anywhere. And it feels like you succeeded. You came to do what you did and you succeeded. And now it's like time for something else. It does feel bittersweet though, having this new beginning. And maybe you're questioning it a lot, but it feels about the timing of things. All right, we're going to see what else we can learn. What else, please? Anything else? Messages for Yarelit, her current energy when it comes to career. Why the Page of Cups, the Seven of Cups? Yarelit's current energy, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you've realized what isn't working. Or there's something here that's showing you what isn't working. There's something here about children, or returning back to working with children. If it's not that, no, you're coming off as protector. If it's not protector, it's boss. And it's something that I feel it's in your heart. I think you imagine this for yourself. And maybe the Seven of Cups is talking about you imagine this and it feels good. Okay, so let's get you some clarity to help you kind of move through this. And honestly, I think at this point is just coming up with a plan and you having the confidence of knowing that it's what I want, so I'm going to make it happen, even if my plan has to adjust along the way. All right, thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. Messages for Yarelit. The change of direction on her mind. What can we know? What can you tell us? Yarelit's change of direction when it comes to her career. What can we know? What can you tell us? Messages for Yarelit. Yarelit's change of direction. What can we know? What can you tell us? Messages for Yarelit, please. Messages for Yarelit regarding her change of direction. What can we know? What can you tell us? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. Her change of direction. What can we know? What can you tell us? Thank you, Spirit. Changing directions. We have the Devil, the Page of Cups in reverse, the Temperance in reverse. Messages for Yarelit. Her change of direction. What can we know? What can you tell us? Why the Devil? What can we know about this change of direction for Yarelit? Why the Page of Cups? Why the Temperance in reverse? Interesting. You're getting the same messages, but in a different way. I can't tell if it's... So you're coming off... Yes, you're coming off as being like provider, or being in more masculine energy. which means like you are your own boss, or you are going to be the head of something. You want to take care of others. It's like there's a feeling here of you being in charge, and you have this idea, but there's all this energy of feeling disempowered and frustrated, and I don't really pay attention to it, or because that devil does feel like it's holding you back in some way. And that could be self-sabotage, limiting beliefs. Why the Page of Cups in reverse with the Ace of Wands? Why the Page of Cups in reverse? So you're not fully committed to this, or you get excited about it and then maybe you pull back, and maybe you either talk yourself out of it, or you maybe feel like, no, this is where I need to be. Because I do feel that as excited as much as you get, or as much as you can see yourself doing this, or you get the energy of something you can imagine, a position that you imagine yourself in, whether that's how you live your day-to-day at work, what you dedicate yourself to, your finances, you know, your team, like whatever it is, it feels like that part is there, but then there's other stuff that comes in and we're not being logical and practical about it. Why the Temperance in reverse? There's almost like wanting to rush through things, rush into a decision. But it feels a little impulsive. Tell me why the Magician in reverse with the Guru. Because this feels like it's something you really want to make happen. I just think that it's going to take a practical plan. I mean, like everything else does. But the reason I say that is because maybe that Seven of Cups is like it's all kind of in fantasy right now. And if you do want to create changes, there's certain things that you need to start thinking of. So we're going to see what that is. Tell me why the Knight of Swords with the Four of Pentacles. There's something here about holding on or waiting for something else to happen, or all right. I think that you do. I'm looking through other things, but I think that if you don't have an idea yet as to what it is you want to do, you will. But there's more here, and I'm sorry, there's so many men staring at me in your reading, and maybe it's because, again, you're just in a masculine energy, or maybe you're thinking of entering a male-dominated industry or something like that. So I'm trying to make sense of it, of why are we so high up here, but we're so down low up here. So I'm going to clear this, and let's continue, and let's get you more. All right, thank you, Spirit. All right, what else can we know, please? What else can we know? Yarelit's change of direction. What does Yarelit need to know about this change in direction for her? Messages for Yarelit to help bring clarity to her situation. What does Yarelit need to know about a change of direction? Messages for Yarelit, please. What does she need to know about a change in direction? Messages for Yarelit, please. What does she need to know about a change in direction? Messages for Yarelit. What does she need to know? So maybe it's going to require, again, there's children keep coming through. Maybe you need to go back to school. Maybe that's why that guru was showing up. If it's not that, this is, I don't know, this is moving in a direction that I feel you're gonna have, there's a lot to learn here. So it's almost like going back to school or picking up, learning about some kind of craft or some kind of new skill. This could even feel like taking a step back in order to start this or to have this beginning. What does she need to know? Maybe it's money that's stopping you, or the stability. So there is something coming through here about waiting and growing your skills. Why the Guru in reverse? Messages for Yarelit. 3 of Swords. What does she need to know about changing direction? So you got to follow your heart is what they're saying. And there's something here that you're thinking of, or that you think you're going to disappoint your family, or you've invested a long time somewhere else, or you're breaking away from what's expected of you. But maybe because if other things, your culture, your tradition, or other things have influenced the career path that you already took that you know isn't for you, it's like there's no other answer other than following your heart and going towards what does feel good. But because you do, it feels like there's either disappointment here. And if it's not that, maybe this is talking about the field that you're going to be working in, where maybe you work with helping people recover from certain things, or helping people heal, children perhaps, or because this kind of feels like it already lives in your heart, even if you don't have the full-on idea. It's like you have this essence, or you have this energy of the type of feeling that you would like to get from the career you dedicate yourself to. But I really feel like it's something here where maybe you feel like it's going to be a letdown, or you're going to let someone down. Because I see that this new beginning, it's exactly what you want, but you're holding back from because of family or culture, tradition, or belief. And by doing that, you're keeping yourself out of alignment, and you're keeping yourself out of what's for you. Now, maybe you feel that because this area isn't going to be able to financially support you. Maybe that's the case, and it's not family, it's not stability. I mean, stability meaning, I guess it is money if we're talking about. Because maybe you want to be a teacher, that Guru in reverse, that could be teacher, but that's where your heart is, or there's some kind of industry that you want to help heal people or teach. Tell me about the Guru in reverse with the 3 of Swords. It's what keeps you back and forth. They want you to open up your mind, change your mind, view something differently. What's holding you back from this opportunity? If you went through some heartbreak or disappointment, they want you to start viewing that differently. Instead of it's the thing that holds you back, it's the thing that fueled you into your next life, you know? Because I already think your heart's already telling you the answer, and the answer does lie in a shift of direction. And I feel like you're already being pulled. And you may have even already gotten an opportunity to go in this direction, but you said no. And they might want you to revisit that. Or maybe that's you going between avoidance of going towards what you want and not. Because what I see here is that the thing, I think you're stopping yourself. Like, yes, there's a little bit of a wait, but there's also something else that is keeping you from maybe trusting that this is for you. Tell me more, please. Messages for Yarelit. What does she need to know about the change of direction? The people around you may not understand, or yeah, people are influencing you, or there's things around you that are influencing you. So just make sure that you're listening to your own heart, because even if they mean well, they don't know your journey and they don't know your path. Also, when you're letting other people affect you with how you view yourself or your dreams or your goals, even if they mean well, look at their life that they're living. And if there's someone that you would like to live that quality of life, or, you know, if they live in a way that you strive, you know, we have people that we look up to. It's important to have those people. You know, not idolize them, but look up to them. They could be our bosses, or, you know, a family member that was a little older than us. And when we used to look at them when we were kids, we used to think they were so cool. Things like that, you know. That it's going to take discernment. And the example of if they live a life that you would, it's like, that's what I mean. Like, sometimes there's a difference between advice and opinions. So just make sure that you're separating the two, because I do feel like there's people around you that are affecting you or how you view it, or yeah, you're thinking of others. There's some kind of tension or conflict here within your home, maybe. And that's what's holding you back. Okay, now I see. Thank you, Spirit. Oh yeah, that's holding you back big time. Devil and Four of Wands. Okay. Well, that energy is just going to keep you from time passing, you know, not really focused. Maybe all that man energy, if you have a partner, or a father or something like that, or even an influential boss that's affecting or talking in your ear, just comments that they say. So this is going to be psychological, my friend. It's not just a matter of taking the plunge. There's something here to work through. I mean, that's, you know, it happens. Life be lifing. All right, let's continue. Thank you, Spirit. What else does Yarelit need to know? So I want to know if Yarelit has an idea in her mind of the change of direction that she wants to go in. What does Yarelit need to know about this? If Yarelit has an idea in mind for a change of direction that she wants to go in, what does she need to know about that idea? What does Yarelit need to know about that idea, if she has an idea for the change of direction? Yarelit, we're also going to be pulling if you don't have an idea, but both are meant to bring you just more messages, okay? All right, thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. If Yarelit has an idea in mind for the change of direction, what does she need to know about this? Thank you, Spirit. What does Yarelit need to know? Oh, gosh, that it's for you, babe. That it's for you, but you're wetting your matchbook and it can't light. I think you already know this. It's revealed itself to you. And if it hasn't, when you think of it or when you realize it, you're gonna know it. What else, please? What does Yarelit need to know? If she has an idea in her mind of that change of direction she wants to go in, what does she need to know? There's worry here that someone's not happy, your family's not going to be happy. But when you think of doing this, or when you think of this change, or when you think of you in that role, it's like, I think it feels good to you. What does Yarelit need to know about this change of direction? Maybe you're helping families, again, something like that. Why the World card? Why the Ace of Wands in reverse? The reason it hasn't worked out is because the goal wasn't there, or the focus or the effort wasn't there, or there's thoughts already that it's not going to work. Again, you're throwing water on it before it can light up. Why the Knight of Cups in reverse? You've been holding back because of other people, or thinking of other things or other people, or leaving maybe these are the people you work with. Why the World and the Six of Pentacles? Yeah, so you have a certain idea of maybe it's the finances that you think that it wouldn't be enough, or you don't know enough, or I think this is telling me that you already have an idea, but you're not trusting in it. Maybe you've heard different things online or seen different things and you're on the fence. Is this the direction Yarelit's meant to go in? Is this the direction Yarelit's meant to go in? Thank you, Spirit. Is this the direction she's meant to go in? This feels like the idea of giving up on it is too much for you, and you need to go in this direction. You need to revisit it. If it didn't work out in the past, it's you know, it doesn't mean it's not going to work out in the future. If you're fearful that you're not smart enough, you don't know enough, you're not capable, it won't. That's what's holding you back. There's a feeling here of giving up, but there's a feeling of giving up, and then it followed by an energy of doing something about it and moving things forward, making things happen. All right, let's get you some messages if you have no idea what direction we're talking about, and we'll get you some. We'll see what Spirit wants to say. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. If Yarelit has no idea what the change of direction is, what does she need to know? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit. Messages for Yarelit. If Yarelit isn't sure about this change of direction, what does she need to know? What does Yarelit need to know to gain clarity, to gain vision of this change for her? What does Yarelit need to know? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit. What does Yarelit need to know about this change of direction if she's not sure? It's all this, like, I can't tell if it's what ifs or it's just a lack of trust, a lack of focus. There's an ending here, and there's not getting what you want. What does she need to know if she has no idea? This feels like you're avoiding conflict or the truth. So I think you already know what the direction is. Why the Fool? What else does she need to know? There's a focus here of looking successful on the outside, or what things look like, or what the community thinks. But it's like, I feel like it comes at a sacrifice. So there's something here where there's success, but it comes with some kind of sacrifice. And there's a fear here of lack, of not having enough, of the money not being what we want. Why the Five of Wands in reverse? Maybe it's the money. I think it is the money. But they're asking you to prioritize what is important to you. Why the Justice in reverse? Yeah, this feels like you already know, or you don't really have the confidence, or there's something here that isn't, it's not balanced, or it's not just, it's not fair, and it makes you want to move towards it, or maybe you feel like you can't, so you go back and forth. I don't know, girl. I just feel like you got to speak it out loud, what's going to make you happy. And when you allow yourself to say things out loud sometimes, like I said, it starts helping things align in order to make those things happen. Or sometimes we even just gain clarity by hearing ourselves say it out loud. Because I do feel like this is something you've gone back and forth on for a while. And I do understand that maybe you're thinking of an industry where money isn't the greatest, but maybe there's something there about what is it you want and how to kind of do it your own way, or what your options would be, you know? Because it just feels like there's a big reason that's kind of stopping you. So let's get you some advice. Yeah, let's get you some advice, because it feels like it's a tough decision for you. And I get it, you know. Sometimes the direction our heart guides us in is not the easy decision. It's not the easiest or the most comfortable choice. Messages for Yarelit, please. Advice and guidance when it comes to her career and this change of direction she's thinking of. Messages for Yarelit. Can we get advice and guidance for Yarelit's career and this change she's thinking of? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. Messages for Yarelit. The change she's thinking of. Thank you, Spirit. Advice and guidance for her. Advice and guidance for her to help. All right, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. We have the King of Pentacles. Which way do you want to go? We have the Three of Pentacles. Advice and guidance for Yarelit, please. Advice and guidance for Yarelit. Interesting. They're talking about your perspective about money. Because they want to tell you that you're putting yourself in like a mental prison, or you're not as stuck as you think you are. And they're saying like you could actually be very comfortable, or you could have what you want. And maybe it won't be like to the degree that, you know, you maybe thought you needed. We're going to see what this is. Because again, money keeps coming up as the issue. Why the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is very real. Why the Eight of Swords in reverse. Advice and guidance for Yarelit. They want you to get out of your head about how success looks on the outside, or on how you're viewed by others, or your fear of failure. Why the King of Pentacles? Advice and guidance for Yarelit's career. Because you're going to be successful at whatever it is you choose to dedicate yourself to. And I see you being successful. What does she need to know, please? Advice and guidance for Yarelit. Why the Three, or the Nine of Cups? Why the Nine of Pentacles? So if there's people that you need to talk to, and it's, you know, your life is going to be easier having their support or getting them on the same page, I'm seeing you have a conversation here where you are coming in, you've thought this through, you have ideas, you have plans, and it's almost like they accept it better because you've fully thought it through and it's not like impulsive. Because maybe now if you try to create change, it would come off as you're not really sure, you're a little chaotic perhaps, you know, depending on how we approach things. Because I do feel like you need outside support for this, or you want them to be on your same page. Why the Five of Pentacles? Advice and guidance for Yarelit's career. Thank you, Spirit. Why the Five of Pentacles? The new beginning. Yeah. And at first, it's going to be uncomfortable. You know, you might not know people, or the money might not be comfortable. But they're saying it's not always going to be like that. Like if your fear is that you're not going to be able to get past the initial starting over, they're like reminding you, like, depending on your age and stage, sometimes it's so easy to get used to living up here, but it's harder to go back down here, you know, but it is possible. And if you already feel like you're down here and you're at the bare minimum, and maybe that's part of your strategy to wait, or to try to save, or, you know. But what I see here is you're beginning. Yeah, it might be a little tough, but I don't see you, like I said, it feels like it's psychological. Equal parts psychological as well as actually making the move. But it feels like this is where your heart is. Yeah. There's this thing in your heart, there's this thing in your energy that you really want to make happen for a reason. And I see that you can make it happen, but it's not going to be comfortable. And you know that. But it's just a matter of what's important to you. What would you rather do? Would you rather stay and just continue down this path? Or would you rather try something new? And yeah, it's starting a new cycle, but you've been here before. You've been a new person somewhere, or you've been the new kid at school, or you've been, you know, the beginner at one point. Messages for Yarelit, please. Advice and guidance, her change of direction. Thank you, Spirit. Yarelit's advice and guidance. Why the Nine of Cups with the King of Swords? Yeah, it feels like there's some kind of idea or some kind of conversation. Or you have an idea to build something. Why the Five of Swords? The Devil. The resources. There's a devil here holding you back. And it plays games with you. It's going to keep you going back and forth. So I think one of the other things is that if it's other people or another person, you're going to have to decide if you're just going to go along with what they think and say, or break out of it. There is no easy choice, right? It's not easy regardless, because like I said, changing direction means you're starting over to some degree. And I do feel like your concern is family support or money support or finances. And if that's the case, you can juggle. You're going to be able to juggle, but you are going to have to watch yourself and budget. You're going to have to cut out certain things. And the ego as well is going to be, that could be the devil too, that it's not another person and it's yourself, and it's the ego that is making you feel some type of way over having to budget or prioritizing, reprioritizing. Nothing's going to happen fast, you know, it's going to take its time. But I do see you being able to go in the direction that I feel like your heart's already calling you in. I feel like you've been wanting this for a while. Maybe you've casually mentioned it, but it feels like maybe it requires more kind of serious attention. All right, let me see. Anything else? Let's see. What could Yarelit do now? What should Yarelit do now to help her best align? Your Five of Swords, you're ruminating, and it's keeping you from moving forward. It's being stuck in your mind. Freeing yourself from what isn't working, or from other people, or it's ego as well. Okay, we did touch on that. What could Yarelit do right now that can help her move in this direction and best align? Why the Chariot? Why the Nine of Swords? Or all right, so I don't see you doing, this is literally just like anytime you want, babe, anytime you want. I don't see you doing it yet. I see you repeating some kind of cycle for a bit further, and you're going to be very in your head. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel like you've been a lot. You're not sure what to do. Then you're going to go through moments where you just kind of let it all go, and you revert back to some kind of past. You are letting some past cycle or energy or someone from the past or things that have already happened, maybe not even happened to you, to other people, and now we're taking them on as our fear story. Other people are influencing you and maybe causing fear, and you're hiding this. You're hiding what you truly want, which, hey, you know, I'm taking a peek into your energy, so of course it feels vulnerable in here. But it's not anything, I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying, if this sounds familiar, you're going to kind of continue in this for a little while, until you have the courage to fight for your dream or what you want or this opportunity. Or you have the courage to have that conversation and fight back and say, actually, I hear what you're saying, but X, Y, and Z. Okay, I do think there is definitely a weight here. There could be something coming up in the next 3 months where you have this chance to kind of defend or talk about what it is you want. Maybe you're just waiting. All right. Other people keep coming through in your reading. Maybe it's because you want to work with people, or I don't know. Or a lot of people are in your ear about this or could be affected by this. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. Messages for Yarelit, her career. What can she know? Messages for Yarelit, please. Surrender, determination, anxiety. So I don't take reversals here, but I can't ignore the fact that surrender, anxiety, and strength came up in reverse, which this tells me I've kind of given up, or I'm not paying attention to this right now. I don't have the energy. Maybe your job is high anxiety right now and it's stepping away from that. And it's just like, it's exhausting you and it's hard to make a change perhaps. But look, we have determination and creativity. We're going to put these right here. So you being determined, I feel like determined to follow your dreams, follow your goals, follow the things that you want. Creativity makes me think of, just because everyone has a certain idea or influence, or they're telling you something, or it's like, I feel like you can be someone that thinks outside of the box and creates your own situation, creates your own environment. Like I said, I don't necessarily see that you're always going to be struggling with money in this change of direction. But it does feel like at the beginning, the first, let's say, few years or however long the beginning is. And I say few years because if you're starting completely new, like school, new job, going into a brand new career, or if you're just kind of like, it's something that your current experience can translate into this other career. So expanding on that with creativity, like you have the ideas. I feel like you can come up with an idea here. But you have to be determined, and you have to have the energy to follow through and commit yourself to this. I mean, you don't have to, but when we have goals, if we don't commit to them, very seldomly do we reach them. All right, thank you, Spirit. Messages for Yarelit, please. What can she know? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for her career. All right, other people keep coming into your energy, and it's confirmed here by Coven, the power of sisterhood. So keep that in mind. There's influence around you as well. This could also be a support system. We have number 13, divine feminine, step into your power. So we have two feminine energies talking about power, asking you to step into your power. And then we have spells and rituals, bring magic and self-care together. I love this. Prayer, meditation, if you work with candles, asking for a sign, grounding yourself, getting in touch with how you feel, silencing the noise, and even silencing your own noise. If there's a part within you that's telling you that can't work, those people don't make money. Girl, I'm gonna tell you something that I haven't told anybody. Like, how do you think I felt about doing tarot for people? I'm like, those people, where do you live? Oh, you live here. Okay, so I live in LA too. Those people don't make money. How the hell am I ever gonna be able to support me and my child, right? And I didn't even want to share my journey. I didn't even talk about the things I was going through. Because it was rough. It was rough for a while, but then I started to see my seeds growing, and now I get to live a lifestyle that fits me and my family perfectly. You know, I thank God as well, but it's something that I had to commit myself to and dedicate myself to. And literally I would tell my friends sometimes when I felt like I was failing, I would ask my best friend and I'd say like, bitch, am I following a pipe dream? Like, you know, is this even real? And she'd be like, no, you gotta stop with that. Because sometimes it is going to feel that way. But if you keep going and going, you're going to see the things that you want start to come into fruition. And like I said, it doesn't happen from one day to the other. But when you get on track and you have a goal and you have, even if you don't have a clear vision, but you have something that you want to accomplish, even if it starts with a lifestyle change, you know, me, I started backwards. I didn't think I want to do tarot. I thought, what skills do I possess? What could I see myself doing? My first thing was I want to help people. That was always the thing that I used to pray on, even when I had my old career. I used to say, God, I just want to be able to make a positive difference in people's lives. And I want to do that through what my calling is or what I'm good at. And I never thought that it would be tarot, but here I am. So that's why I'm, and then telling my family that you should have seen, you know, leaving a stable career to doing this. But my other driving force is the type of parent that I want to be. So all of this I'm sharing with you just to tell you what prioritizing might look like and the type of future you may be able to create for yourself when you don't listen or think about what others think and even silence your own negativity. Because the truth is that you can make things happen in your own way, and it doesn't have to follow what other people think. But anyway, Yarelit, that is what I have for you today. Thank you for letting me share at the end. Not that you let me, but I did anyway. But you know, I'm always rooting for you. I really, really hope that these messages resonated and they can be helpful. Please take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.